Hello guys, here's Roman from Tentech. Today I'm gonna show you how you can create a low poly bucket in Blender. First of all, make sure that you have enabled the plugin Loop Tools because we're gonna need it later in the process. Let's start with selecting everything in the scene with A and delete it. Next step is to add a circle by pressing Shift A, go into edit mode and fill it with F. I'm gonna switch into side view by pressing numpad 1 and extrude it with E on the Z axis. Then I'm gonna scale it a little bit outwards that it looks like a bucket. And I'm gonna select the top face and inset it by pressing I. Now to see what I am doing, I'm gonna switch into wireframe mode and go back into side view again and extrude it down and scale it a little bit. I will switch back to solid view again and start selecting alternating edges by pressing Shift Alt and right click. To make the planks, I'm gonna bevel the selected edges with Ctrl B, just a little bit. And I'm gonna extrude them along the normals by pressing Alt E. In the next step we need some brackets to hold the handle, so I'm gonna select two faces on each side and extrude them on the Z axis with E. Then select the side panels and inset them. Now comes the part where we need the plugin Loop Tools. We can make this a circle by pressing W, go to Loop Tools, Circle. Then delete the faces and we have holes. We're gonna need to fill up those holes. So select two edges and press F to fill them, and do this for every edge in the holes. I'm gonna adjust the position of the top a little bit by pressing G and Z. And to make it look a little bit more finished, I'm gonna select the edges right here and right there and bevel it with Ctrl B. The last step is to make a handle. For that I'm gonna leave the edit mode and go back to object mode, add a new circle with Shift A and move it up with G and go back into edit mode. I'm gonna switch to top view by pressing 7 on the numpad and I'm gonna scale it. Now I press F to fill the circle and then inset it with I. We only need half of it, so I will select the other half with B and delete it. In the next step we can select everything with A and extrude it to give it a third dimension. And you're nearly done. I just realized that mine is rotated the wrong way, so I'm gonna select it with A and rotate it by pressing R and Z and 90 for 90 degrees. Now I go back into top view and position it by pressing G and Shift Z, so I only move it on the XY axis, right there. To connect it with the brackets, I'm gonna select those two faces, inset them with I, make them a circle, scale it down 50% by selecting it and pressing S, and typing the number 0.5. Now I can select both again and extrude them by pressing Alt and E. Faces along normal. Now I can fine adjust the positioning. I'm gonna scale it down just a little bit. And then I'm gonna extrude those faces again with Alt E. Select the face loop on both. And extrude it with Alt E. So that we have something that holds onto it. The last thing to do in modeling is selecting those edges and bevel it and make it a little bit more round. Now we can go back to object mode again and scale it on the Y-axis and rotate it on the X-axis until it touches the bucket. It's time to add the materials. First I'm gonna do the handle by selecting it, going to the materials tab and make it a nice gray. I'm gonna switch to material view so I can actually see it. Then I'm gonna select the bucket and select the face in the middle. I'm gonna create a new material, make it blue. Assign it. Press Ctrl I to invert the selection, make a new material and make it brown. And assign it. Just see that my handle is misplaced, so I'm gonna move it real quick. Right there. It's awesome. And that's it, you made a bucket. I hope that you liked the tutorial, and please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and we're gonna see you next time. Goodbye!